Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to show you I've got my fresh Paladin. We leveled him up about a week ago. We did our Project Pally. He's actually a boosted Andy. We actually have a communal Andy here still. But I want to show you guys the 2-pull that I'm doing in Stratholme. Normally you'll see Paladins that are fresh. They have starter gears. Maybe it's a Pally alt. They're doing Stratholme in 3 pulls. You're able to do 5 runs an hour with that, but this is my second Paladin, and so while I have my Blood Elf Paladin do his 5 runs and have to wait about 25 minutes for the next set of runs, I can get on this guy, and to make the gold farming even more efficient, I'm doing my Stratholme lockouts on my freshly geared Pally in 2 pulls rather than 3. And I actually went above and beyond. I did get a couple upgrades. I got Wrath of Cenarius. I got lucky enough to get Splinters of the Righteous to drop in 2 runs in Botanica. And then I even got a freaking Platinum Shield of the Valorous in like 4 runs. So I'm going to take these off. I should be able to do it with this gear. I've got a video in the description of 58 to 70, how I got all this gear. And I actually didn't farm any dungeons once I hit level 70. I obtained it all before then. So as little time investment as possible. I don't even have the Libram that you're supposed to have. And I'm able to do some pretty crazy stuff. But I'll go over the gear real quick just so you see. We stack defense gems on this character rather than, you know, my spell damage stam like I do normally with raiding. So a little bit different build, but definitely check out my video in the description going over from 58 to 70 how to get your Pally farm alt ready as quickly as possible. You can see the defense stats here, the damage here. I've got Adept's Elixirs and my weapon oil on, so that's putting us at 373. But because I'm trying to do this 2-pull, I was so close to being able to do it, and I'm going to show you right now on stream. I was kind of frustrated. I almost could do it without Wrath of Cenarius, and I went ahead and farmed Wrath, and in that video as well, I show you how to get this while you're leveling, so definitely check out that resource below. But let me show you how close I am to the 2-pull with this gear that I got in little to no time as soon as I hit 70. Alright, so we got here at 6k health. That's kind of the lucky number. This is a really good attempt. You want to get here right at about 6. Pop our stone form. Get on the patchwork, pop our trinket. We didn't get consecrate down. Won't be the cleanest attempt, but you'll be able to see how close we get to getting this 2-pull down without Wrath of Cenarius. Alright, shield's falling off. Looking pretty good. I mean, I think I'm gonna go for the 3 heal rather than a didn't get it off. Just so close, man, on the health, and it could have been a lot cleaner. But this happened to me, you know, while I had this starter gear. I was fresh. I was like, you know what, I think I can 2-pull it, and I just couldn't pull it off, man. And then I went ahead and farmed Wrath of Cenarius off stream. I did get these upgrades, but I'm not going to show them with this attempt, just to stay true to the fact that I think you can get a Stratholme farmer in here that's robust. You don't need raid gear and pull it off. So let me show you how it's done. Alright, now we're on a fresh run. I do have to use Adept's Elixirs. I've still got my weapon oil. We'll put on Sanctuary, Righteous Fury, Sanctity Ores up. But yeah, you do need Adept's Elixirs and Superior Wizard Oil. I mean, these cost like 6 gold a piece. These are going for like 2 gold a piece right now on my server. So for like 2 gold, 50 silver you have to consume for an hour. And once you get the pulls down, you shouldn't die, and these Adept's Elixirs will definitely pay their money's worth. This puts us at 373 spell damage plus the 132. So we're just showing you guys like what the minimum threshold is for pulling off this 2-pull Stratholme. making it from a 3-pole into a 2-pole. So I'll commentate this one. Maybe you'll get an idea. I won't put on the upgrades, you know, that I went above and beyond on. This took like 4 hours. You know, I was still pretty fortunate, but 2 runs of Botanica for this, like 5 runs of Shadow Labs. First 2 bosses for this shield, but I'll wear those eventually. But I do want to show you, if you're making your own character or following the guide in the description below, that this is possible. So I start off, you know, with my Blood Elf. I normally mana tap Exorcism, but I've got to judge since we don't have that luxury anymore. And I like using Seal the Crusader just because it costs the least amount of mana to reapply the seal. It doesn't really mean anything though, because our mana pool is always full with the parry, haste, and wisdoms, right? But right here, I like the Exorcism. I like to hit my swiftness pot right here, throw on my freedom right away. Got super unlucky with getting knocked back right there. That actually never happens. Let me figure this out. It genuinely doesn't. So I'm gonna sit right here. I've got space on everyone, so I'm just kind of adapting on the fly. You really need a big health pool coming into this. I'm hugging this side. I don't want to pull these packs, like run directly into them, because then they just end up hitting me. I almost cut through here, and the goal is to hit 6k health at our kill spot. We still want to have 6k in our health pool. All right, there we go. We're going to put Blessing of Sanctuary back on. Lay the Consecrate down right away. Wisdom, wisdom. Just don't get hit from behind. Gotta pop the Trinket early. Normally I have a macro to target these Patchwork Horrors. I just don't know why I don't have one here. Always keeping your Consecrate up. Now we have time to decurse. You'll hopefully see our mana go back up to full here. We got 3 seconds left on the shield. Consecrate was up 100% of the time. Or a little bit low on mana, actually. Just don't get hit from behind. Lay your Consecrate down again. Bubble when it's looking bad. Get a couple Holy Lights in. Let's see, do I have any... it wouldn't matter if we had a mana pot or not. Alright, we had to lay. So we almost got there, and then you see all these broken cadavers that come out. Look, this guy hits me for 900 health, so that's why I back up right at the end of the kill. I'm kind of disappointed, you know, with that pull. I don't want to show you guys the perfect clip and then just ask you to recreate it. It's still kind of close, right? We were able to pull it off, but we had to use absolutely everything. I got unlucky with that Patchwork Horror hit. Yeah, like right here, I'm just trying to stack up a Wisdom for a second. Lay a Consecrate down to end up killing everything. We should stay alive with this. I mean, Holy Shield's on. Alright. Let me do one more pull and try and show you, clip it right at the end. But yeah, that was kind of... This is the minimum threshold to be able to do this 2-pull. I was able to do it with Lay and everything else, but maybe if I had these pieces on, it would mitigate, you know, 2% more damage overall. Just a little bit cleaner pull, a little bit better execution. Let me do one more pull and show you how clean it can be. So, as you can see right there, we are able to do the 2-pull. I went back and looked at it, and I tried to do it with my shoulders and my shield, and it might have just been because I was getting scuff starts. If you saw right here on this video, I got here with like 8k health. The other ones I was getting here at 6k, and I just couldn't quite kill him with these two pieces. I do want to show this difference: 67.6% avoidance when I had these two on, 66.9. So 0.7% avoidance might have made the difference. 51.39% damage reduction. I put on these upgrades, you know, like a 1.5% of reduced damage. So, I mean, that may have made the difference. But I think that just proves or shows you know, the fine line between what's doable, you know, what's the minimum requirement to 2-pull Stratholme, increase your 5 runs per hour. And it looks like this is about it. You know, something similar to this gear set, the spell power, this amount of avoidance. And Wrath of Cenarius really does make the difference, man. And I'm, you know, if I would have had the Libram, that very few pieces of gear, you know, would have made the difference here. But this is about as good as it gets. This isn't maybe necessarily like raid pre-bis, but this is definitely Stratholme pre-bis, just about. Best enchants. You know, the fun thing about this too, since it is like a Stratholme only character and not my main, I've got defense gems in here. I've got defense enchants, you know, that I normally wouldn't have. I'd normally just have spell damage or stamina in my normal pally. So it's kind of fun. I get to gear this guy out this way. Stratholme, I think, is actually going to be easier in phase 1 on this guy than on my main, just because he has so much avoidance and he's able to survive. But if anybody's interested in seeing, you know, the 2-pull, I can speed it up and show you the next pull real quick. But this is really the one that's difficult to get down in one pull. So yeah, it's nice starting out with 6,000 health when you round it up. Just see as much time as possible to just concentrate, deal damage anyway. So you can go anywhere. And yeah, this pack's a lot easier to kill. As you can see, we're still in our bubble and everything's pretty much dead, just because we had so few mobs that time compared to that 2-pull. You know, I've got a bubble and get the rotation started earlier. But yeah, that's the 2-pull. I think this was under 8 minutes if you were to push it. And so having these two Paladins be able to go back to back, you know, we turn that 250, 300 gold per hour, or every 5 lockouts, all of a sudden into 500 to 600 gold per hour without even trying, you know, just vendoring everything. So that's the 2-pull in Stratholme. If you have questions about Strat or you want to see my other videos, definitely check out other videos in the series. We hit different aspects of, you know, covering this dungeon. Believe it or not, we've been able to make like 4 separate videos. One final one, guys, if you want to see from start to finish, boost to Stratholme Hero, and there's still some improvements that can be made here as well, right? Like I could have bought a Blade of Wizardry, or my figurine, if it didn't drop on the second run and I had gotten exalted, I'd have an extra, you know, 40 spell power on my weapon. So there's still some optimization, the Libram. But yeah, if you want to see from start to finish how to gear this guy up, basically as soon as I hit 70, I had nearly all these pieces. Definitely check out the video in the description. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.